Boy, Seattle's going to be desperate because they're 3-6 now, and they got goose-egged at Lambeau Field. They haven't won at Lambeau Field since 1999. Well, it's hard to break that when you score 0 points for the first time in Russell Wilson's tenure as the quarterback of the team. Hey, we're going to talk a lot about Aaron Rodgers, but the Packers' defense quietly becoming one of the best in the league.
Yeah, that's what we saw. I thought yesterday step up a few. The Washington defense, the Packers defense, the Kansas City defense, the Dallas defense. I know we'll get to them. That kind of gets lost because it's an offensive league and we talk about high flying offenses at times. But there were defenses that stepped up, and quite honestly, Seattle can be as desperate as they want, but their team isn't very good. You have Russell Wilson back, and you have that long ball threat because he is without question the best deep passer there is in all of football. But around that, they're just not a very good football team. I think that obviously has to be said. So let's see with Arizona what they're going to do with Kyler Murray. They need to be very smart with him because they're going to be in the playoffs. But again, you don't do anything unless he's healthy in the playoffs. So make that smart move. And I'm sure they obviously know that bye is there after the Seattle game. So do you play him if he is close to 100% or just sit for another year or another week? Maybe have him as a backup. Because Seattle, I would expect Russell and the offense to be in sync a little more after the games he had missed, getting the pin out finally from his finger. But I just don't think they're, considering that division and who's in it, especially obviously the Rams and the Cardinals, I just don't think they're very good. I don't think San Francisco is either. So I think that even without Kyler Murray, that could be a winnable game for them. So we'll see what decision they make. But you're absolutely right. Throwing a goose egg up in the NFL is a difficult thing to do. So kudos to that Green Bay defense for pulling it off.
Look, what Russell Wilson did to come back as quickly as he did, and there's so much hyperbole about it out there, and I'm not big into the myth-making. Professional athletes heal faster than the rest of us. What a shock. Their bodies are finely tuned and heavily conditioned, and of course, what takes the rest of us 10 weeks is going to take them 6 or 7. But if you see the images of what that finger looked like with the pin going straight down it to hold it, vertical, and the scars back and forth from the stitches on the surgery that was done and everything he did to come back, it really was a tremendous accomplishment. But I think it makes it even more frustrating when you come back after everything you've done and the commitment you make and the player you are, and you're currently not surrounded by a team that's capable with your presence of scoring a single point. Hey, Mike, we saw what played out this past offseason when he was tormented that they were 12-4. He was tormented that they were one and done, and that he had to sit there and watch Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. He was miserable, and he opened up about it. And then his agent comes out and says, well, my client doesn't want to be traded, but if he were to be traded, he would accept a trade to the Saints, Bears, Raiders, or Cowboys. How do we not look at this and say it's going to be part 2? It's going to be deja vu all over again when the season ends. Russell's going to make his play. And I can't say I blame him at this point.
So listen, it's a guy who obviously was in the Super Bowl. So, he has that mentality of having been there. I look at him kind of like another guy from the Pacific Northwest, and that's Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard wanted to win with the Portland Trailblazers. That's what he wanted to do. He didn't want to go be part of a super team or feel like he had to go somewhere else to win that. And I feel there's part of that with Russell Wilson that says, everybody talks about this team is bad around me. Well, I want to be here when they build it up. I want to be part of this team coming back again and getting to where we were. I don't want to say I bailed on them and have to go somewhere else to do it. But there's a time limit for all of that, right? Everybody is on the clock as far as saying that, and then when does that bell strike? When does that reality hit where you say, you know what? if I want to do what I want to do, I may have to do it somewhere else. But that's a comparison I kind of make. He doesn't want to ditch there, just like Damian Lillard talked about. Nope, I'm not doing that super team thing. I want to build it here. This is what I want to do. Giannis is doing it in Milwaukee. He stayed there, saying don't want to go somewhere else. Some guys want to do it that way. Other guys want to go somewhere else. And everybody's decision is their own. I wouldn't criticize anybody's decision. Other people do. That's fine. But I think that's part of the mentality with Russ that says, I want to do it here. I want to rebuild it here and be the leader of that.
Yeah, I'm not so sure he does, though. Like, when that list comes out last March of the teams to which he'd accept a trade, that wasn't put together accidentally. That was a signal to those teams to make a run at him. And I think he knows it's at the point where if he's concerned about his own legacy, and, you know, Sims and I have talked about this many times over the course of the past couple of years, the idea that these quarterbacks are obsessed with their legacy. How do I build my legacy? Well, when you see what Tom Brady did last year, handpicking his next destination, stacked the deck in his favor and won a Super Bowl, other guys are going to be looking to do that. And I think Russell's going to keep looking to do it. And they're going to have to convince him after this season that they have a plan for quickly turning it around, because every year is one opportunity lost to add to your legacy. Wilson said earlier this year he wants to be legendary, he wants to be iconic. One Super Bowl win does not get you there, not when Tom Brady has 7 and he has his sights on number 8. So I think it's just something to watch as a 3-6 team, a team that's already lost 2 more games than it lost all of last year, has 8 games left. Where will they land? I think that's going to be a big factor.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.